Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danny. I am a freshman at the George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And today, I'm going to talk a little bit about airport security and how it's evolved over time and how it's coexisted with luxury. When air travel first started, it was mad expensive. It was something only for the rich. It was sport. Rich people would buy their own planes, just fly them for fun. Not necessarily safe though. Airports used to have, as early as the 1940s, vending machines that would vend out life insurance policies, 25 cents for this amount, $1.25 for this amount. You could take out up to like a $75,000 life insurance policy on whoever. You could take it out on a relative flying out that day. And remember, at that time you could also walk them to the gate. This was before 9/11, before any security at all. Then in 1955, United Airlines Flight 629 happened. United Airlines Flight 629 took off from Denver and was headed for Alaska. The woman on the plane, her son took her to the airport. He then took out a life insurance policy on her. And he wanted to cash in on that policy. He gave her a present. It was dynamite. This happened a couple more times in the next decade. Continental Airlines Flight 611 departed O'Hare Airport and was en route to Kansas City. It exploded mid-flight, same reason. Someone took a life insurance policy out on one of the passengers and blew up the flight. This was in 1962. Fast forward 10 years, 1972. Southern Airways Flight 49. 3 men hijacked Southern Airways Flight 49. It took off originally from Birmingham. It was in Canada, it was in Cuba, it then left Cuba. At one point, the hijackers were saying, we're gonna fly this thing into a nuclear reactor. That got the attention of the US government, and on January 5th, 1973, all airports in the US were required to have metal detectors and x-rays to screen their passengers. This was really the first major security measure to happen in the US. Our next major security overhaul wouldn't occur until 2001 with 9/11 and the shoe bomber, and some people have argued that because of this increased security, this intensified need for safety, that we can't have luxuries on planes. But I disagree. See, in the years after 9/11, like right after 9/11, I would absolutely agree. Air travel was atrocious. Food was garbage. Every bit of food cost money. It just was kind of a hostile environment. But lately, airlines have restarted free beverage service and free snacks, some of which can be pretty good. United, for a while, was serving stroopwafels, which was pretty delicious. The first time I actually had it, it was right after I'd gone to Amsterdam. It was kind of a coincidence. I was like, whoa, I just had real stroopwafels. And honestly, I thought the one United was giving me were pretty good. I liked them. I don't know how many of you would remember this, but right at the end of March, it was March 27th, 2017. These two girls were booted from United Airlines flight because they were wearing leggings. And United received a lot of criticism for this, but they did not back down because those two girls were flying for free and they knew their dress code. They purposely did not follow it. I flew on March 27th. I was flying out of Pittsburgh. My flight was canceled and delayed and ultimately took off 5 hours after I was supposed to take off. I was supposed to take off at 5:30. I didn't take off till 10:30 p.m. And the flight attendants were pretty obnoxious. They snapped at me for asking for water. When I was trying to take a photo of the plane, they snapped at me that I had to delete it. United did later apologize to me. I reached out to them. They did give me and my mom, because we were flying together, $100 vouchers, which we used. That was March 27th. United Airlines Flight 3411, in which Dr. David Dow was dragged off by security. That occurred on April 11th. About 2 weeks separating those two events. What if I'd waited 2 weeks to complain to United? Would I have gotten more? Because on April 14th I was flying to England. The service on that flight was so much better compared to when I was in Pittsburgh. The flight attendants were so nice, so respectful, so helpful, super apologetic with anything that went wrong. At one point, a lot of meals just fell straight off the meal cart. The flight attendant felt so bad. She offered to get me some wipes for my pants or my shoes because she was worried that some of the food had spilled on me, which I don't think it did. Either way, she was so nice. Another flight attendant had a great sense of humor. He was super funny with my friend and me. It was so different compared to when I was flying out of Pittsburgh. And I think Flight 3411 had a lot to do with that because if you remember, United was receiving terrible publicity. Their stock was dropping. People were literally posting photos of themselves cutting up their Mileage Plus Explorer cards. That's how intense the hate was. So I think we hit our lowest peak in terms of airline service. I think now we're gonna be at an upward trend. We don't have those life insurance vending machines anymore because people trust planes. Statistically, it's the safest way to travel. With that safety, we are adapting. We can make flying enjoyable with this new safety. We adapt. We try to make the best of our situations. In terms of even airport experiences, we're seeing so much improvement in terms of technology, entertainment, food and dining, restaurants. It's all getting better. We're just adapting to our new security that we need to be safe. So enjoy flying. And with that, I'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe.